Welcome to the Ville, Yankeeville. Welcome back to the channel if you're a returning subscriber. And if you're new here, leave a like, comment, subscribe at the end of the video if you like it. But let's get into the video. Cam Schlittler, year 2. What are we really expecting to see from a Cam Schlittler coming into a sophomore season? Obviously, 2025 was a big surprise. You know, he was one of the guys that came up from AAA, and he initially really turned a lot of heads. I mean, the guy throws triple digits at times, and he's a guy that really comes out there and he competes. That's something that is really good in any team in the league, but especially in the Yankees jersey, it really does stand out. His talent is impressive, and we really hope to see him have a good 2026 season. Now, when it comes to Cam Schlittler in 2025, he only made a few starts. You know, he came up towards the middle of the season. He had a 4-3 record, 2.96 ERA, 73 innings pitched, 84 strikeouts, 31 walks, with 138 ERA plus and a 12.19 WHIP. Now, he did have a good overall rookie season, I would say, but the one thing that does stand out is the WHIP. You know, a lot of walks, hits, everything in there that needs to be reduced. A 1.2 is a little high, but overall pretty good rookie season. Now, when it comes to his 2026 projections for his age 25 season, they're projecting a 6-5 win-loss with a 3.56 ERA, only 96 innings pitched, 102 strikeouts, 37 walks, with a 1.240 WHIP. Now, the projections are a little concerning. They might be a little skewed because it's based off of his lane of work from last year, because it's not projecting him to have a pretty big season of starts. And then also his ERA does climb up a little bit, which is to be expected. In year 2, you know, there's more scouting. Hitters have seen you a little more, go through the lineup, and just overall there's more data out there on how to approach you when it comes to you being on the mound. So the ERA may come up a little. And then when it comes to the WHIP, it is pretty concerning on the projections that they're giving him for the WHIP. Obviously last year 1.219 is pretty high, but a 1.240 is definitely not where we want to be when it comes to Cam Schlittler. So let's definitely see where the projections go. I don't think the projections are pretty correct. 6-5 is, I mean, granted, in 2026 win losses for pitchers don't mean a whole ton. I think overall what really matters is your ERA, your strikeouts, and just overall limiting the amount of base runners and the impact of the base runners throughout the game. So if Cam Schlittler can do that in 2026, there should be no problems. Now, the next question is, can Cam Schlittler build upon, you know, the 2025 season with higher expectations in 2026? Obviously, like I mentioned before, 2026 would be a sophomore year. There's more data out there. There's tape out there as far as how does he pitch in the major leagues. Obviously, he went through a pitcher evolution. He was a guy that was only throwing 91, 92 through the minors and college. And now he's a guy that hits triple digits. So it's definitely a different change in his approach. He's able to literally blow people past. He's a guy that's technically considered a power pitcher now. I think that does change his pitching profile as far as, you know, what people saw in the past. And I think Cam Schlittler really needs to evolve his game to keep moving in the right direction. Don't become complacent off of some results that were really good in 2025. You have to constantly evolve your game so that you don't become stale and you have that sophomore slump that does happen across sports. I mean, he literally has a teammate, Luis Hill, that definitely went through a sophomore slump when he came off a very good AL Rookie of the Year season. So I definitely think Cam Schlittler really needs to evolve when it comes to coming to 2026. Now, the very big highlight of Cam Schlittler's 2025 was when he pitched that miraculous start against the Red Sox in the playoffs. That really made him a household name, and it really made people aware of the kind of the talents that Cam Schlittler possesses. Obviously, we saw him go head-to-head against, I believe, another rookie on the Red Sox, and he fried that guy. Respectfully, Cam Schlittler really came out there and he produced. He struck guys out. He moved the ball around. He kept base runners off. And he was able to maintain the lead that the Yankees did give him. I mean, it was a pretty good game overall, and Cam Schlittler, he really deserved that. And seeing a young rookie go out there and pitch like that in the playoffs does a lot to their confidence. So I think Cam Schlittler coming into 2026, he's very confident. He's coming off of that high that he had in the playoffs, and the sky's the limit for this guy. So the last part is just, was it beginner's luck, or was it just, just preparation? I think it can be a combination. The Red Sox obviously didn't see Cam Schlittler a lot or even at all in the regular season. So obviously seeing a new pitcher like that is really going to throw off your game plan. So I think combined with some of the injuries that the Red Sox had and Cam Schlittler being dominant, it's a pretty good mix of both. I think when it comes to pitching, you do have to have a degree of luck. Obviously, no hitters in perfect games, they come down to luck. Whether the ball drops in the right spot, or if someone makes a good defensive play or doesn't, it all makes or breaks the game. So Cam Schlittler, I think he definitely had talent, and there was some degree of luck in that game, but Cam Schlittler definitely deserved his flowers for the way he pitched in the playoffs against the Red Sox. Now, the last thing is just, what is Cam Schlittler's role when it comes to a Garrett Cole or Carlos Rodon, all those guys coming back? I think right now Cam Schlittler basically slots in as the number 2 or number 3 in the rotation, right after Max Fried. I think the Yankees have immense respect and regard for how Cam Schlittler is going to develop. I think they're just overall really want to put him in the best position. They don't want to mess with his confidence, so they're slot him in there, right behind Max Fried. Whether it's number 2 or number 3, it depends on what Luis Hill. And Cam Schlittler's going to come out there and he's going to ball. Now, when it comes to Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon returning, I think he will be our number 4 pitcher, or even our number 5. But I think he slots in more at the number 4 for now. I think in the future he can be an ace. I think Cam Schlittler really does, he does pitch well. I think he has a pretty good pitching arsenal. I mean, I think he needs to just keep refining on a few things, but that fastball is elite. But I think Cam Schlittler, he seems like he's going to be a pretty good team guy. He's going to be able to learn from a Garrett Cole. I know he was definitely doing that last season. I saw a few clips of him, pitching in the bullpen or just before games, picking Garrett Cole's brain. I think that's going to be the best thing for his development, asking a Garrett Cole or Carlos Rodon, Max Fried, and really maximizing this time that he has with those 3 Cy Young type of pitchers. So Cam Schlittler is going to be in good hands, and the Yankees should put him in a good position to really get a good season's worth of work. But let me know down below in the comments, what do you expect out of a Cam Schlittler in year 2? Do you think he's going to have a sophomore slump, or do you see him really having a good year? Obviously, we're proud of, some of the things that we've seen out of him so far, but we want to keep seeing the development. But thank you for watching the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you like the video, and welcome to the Ville, Yankeeville.